Hi everyone. I'm just using Microsoft SQL Server Studio and Microsoft's SQL Server at the backup as a backup database. So in this, I'm showing a little demo about how to create a databases. So I have right click on database first. I connect this and I right click onto the database. Once I right click, it comes as new database, and when it comes as a new database, you give it a name to it and then press OK, and that will take you to demo database. For example, I have created this one. Now I'm going to delete it to show you how I can create from the start. Okay, so from the databases, new database, and you create demo. Okay, and demo is your one database. In here you get, if you click this little plus button, you got database diagrams, tables, and so on. So what we want to do, we want to create some tables under our databases. So I'm just going to right click on that and then press new table. That's the one way of creating it. There are more ways, like you can create via clicking on new query and then create a query language. But let's do it this way because it's very quick and easy to create this database. Now here there is three things: column name, what column name you want to give it to this database, and then what type of data type, like integer, character type. If it is a number, numeric value, it will be integer. If it is a text type, it's a text base varchar type of database. Or if it is a date, then is a date type of database, float and decimal points, and there is so on. You can refer back to documents of SQL on over internet and find out that how many different type of data types here. But let's start with this one. I am creating my first database, and in this I have actually created some snippets here. So I'm just opening that, so it makes it easy for me to follow the same format. So I got this database which I'm going to give customer name, and this database I just need a maybe customer ID. So customer ID, and what data type it will be int type. So I'm just gonna select int, and I'm not allowing any null value for it. Then I have, what else I can give? I can give first name, and I can give this will be my character type, and then I can either create it varchar, because varchar is giving you more liberty to add the strings. So I'm just going to give varchar rather than first name, so I can make it up to 50, because first name cannot be obviously more than that. So then I'm going to take last name here. So obviously I have created that as a, so let's keep the although the alphabet uh, doesn't matter whether you are putting lowercase or uppercase, but it's ideal to keep lowercase. It makes sense and it's just easily acceptable. Otherwise, you're, say for example, you're giving a database name at the similar one, so it will create confusion. So it's good practice that you do this way. And we got this. Let's watch out again from the list. Here we go. And we got this database ready for us, and I'm just gonna save this. So I just need to give you a name here, so I'm giving it a name, customer. So that's my database created here. Now with the SQL Server, there is a problem that if you want to see that it is created or not, you have to refresh it every time. So you go right click on that and then you press refresh, and it's expanding. So you can see that this database is actually created here. Okay, and then First, let me create more tables under my database. And this has, if you want to see, there is a column here, and I can see that. So I'm just gonna close it for a minute, and then I'm going to create another one. And let's don't create the expansion for a second, otherwise it will create confusion for you. Then I'm going to new table, and this time I'm going to create the second table. Let me have a look which one I have created for the second one. It's going to be order line, so I'm just going to create order database. So what type of order I want to create here, and what the order line is basically the part of um, our database, order database, and it will be the part of our product database as well. So I'll create order id, and because the id will be obviously a int type, so I'm just going to create a int type id. And where is the id gone? Int type. Okay, I'm not allowing any null. So to be careful that you're not allowing any null value, means that you're not allowing that your database can be empty any point. Okay, and then you got product id, and this obviously will be int as well, int, and don't allow the null value. And then you got the third one, which is your quantity database, and this is also int. So we're just going to create int value here, int type of, and that's our second database created. I'm going to give it a name. This is table, sorry, and this table name is called order line. Okay, order line, and that's simple, and created. Okay, now again you refresh it. Either you can refresh it from the top, or you can go to the table and right click on that and refresh it. And once you extend it, you can get this second order line. Okay, so that's the way you can create different tables. And we're going to create one more so that we have a good example here. And now this is about, the third one is about the product. So I'm just going to see it again. uh, okay, and then I've got the product one. Okay, before the product, I'm making the other one as a order, only the order one. So order id, and this data type is also int type. So I'm making four tables basically, and I got the other one is order date, and this will be date time type, because I want the timestamp also to come. So I'm just time type, and this one is customer id. Okay, that's again int type. So I've got this database, and I'm just going to give it a name to it. So I'm just going to give a name here, order. That's my order table created, and then I don't want to create any null value. Cancel. Just make sure that you check it first before you save it, because otherwise it's very difficult to. Then you need to alter the table rather than you can delete anything later on. So it's better that you do this way, order, and then you got, it's okay. That's your again database, and you can just expand it. Your three tables has been created. Now let's create the fourth table, new table, and this one will be called as our product. So I want to see what is in the product table. So okay, so for the product table, I'm just going to create product id, and this will be int type again, and just remove that. And then you got maybe description. about the product, and that obviously if it is a long description you can give the space as much as you want. So I'm just going to give it varchar max maybe. Okay. Okay, so that's my and I'm just going to create a name product. So I've got 4 tables which is created under my databases. Okay, so far it's all about that. Now I'm going to create and generate some primary key, some 3 type of keys, compound key, primary key, and foreign key. So let's create a primary key. There are different ways of creating a primary key. So first, from the customer table, if I expand this table, I can see there is a columns there. There is a keys, which is there is nothing at the moment. So I'm just going to right click on that, and I'm going to go to, there is 2 ways. Either I can go to design and create it from here, or I can just open this one and I can just say this database, and I can go to table. So my table is open here. uh, Wait a second, this is design. I need to go to design, and that shows me design of this table. um, okay, now because I have created this a table which is having no null value, null value it is, so it will create later on problem. Got the columns here. Okay, I'll show you how to create it. I know that you shouldn't be creating a null value in the start, which I didn't see, oversighted it, my fault, but you can try this by creating no null values because it will create problem. Or we have to really alter this table, and that is also one of the thing you can do. Or you can just drop this table. So I can literally I can okay. So I've got only 2 minutes left to record this, so I'm just going to quickly show you what to do. New query, and in here you can say drop table, and then you need to give the table name. What was our table name which we wanted to drop? Um, and you can drop the table by drop table, and then give the table name. Which one I wanted to drop? Customer. So I'm just going to give the name of the table, which is CSTOMER, customer, and you got that. You need to give the yep, and then execute. Okay, command completed successfully. If you refresh it, and it's still showing us, but actually it's not there. That's the that's how the setup is. Can you see the table is gone now? So that's all about the database and how to create the table. And then I'm going to create another one without having any null value. So let me just check, is there any other one which is having any value, null value? So let's go to design and see. Yeah, that's fine, it hasn't got any null value. This one, let's check it. Go to design. Yeah, no null value. And then go to design. There is no null value. Okay, so I'm just going to create one more so that it would be nice for our database. Okay, and this one is the customer one, as we created before. So I'm just gonna use C customer ID. this one is int